Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for April 12th, 2026. We've got actual campaign features pop up for the first time in a while, I feel like, because last week I think there weren't any, and then the week before it was just like a double trait thing, which is still like not standard, but it didn't get the pop up. Anyway, Jack of all trades has durationify, and Jack of all trades has plus buy. Okay, so Jack of all trades is potentially better. Noted. Let's see what else we've got going on. Looks like... So the trashing is Forager, Jack, Displace, Thinning, Sailor, Trading Post, okay, and Trade. Potentially Prize Goat. There's a lot of ways to trash or thin cards. The draw, though. So we have Jack Villa, which under ordinary circumstances is powerful until it's not, essentially. You get to, right, if you have a Jack, you get a Villa, and then you can draw back up to full. But once the Villa's run, right, that gets a lot worse. Although there is some other stuff on this board that might make it so that a deck that's full of Jacks and Villas like works fine anyway. Of course, here we've got these duration Jacks. And the duration effect is at the start of your next turn, +1 card, +1 action. That in and of itself, the duration part is also a bit of draw, as well as plus actions. So, I mean, that could be good. Okay. And then, yeah, nothing else is going to actively draw, so it's mostly going to be about setting up the Jack draw and then finding ways to productively utilize the silver that you're gaining off of the Jack, which can be done with Displace, potentially. Although, displacing into 5s isn't actually all that exciting here. Courtier... We do have Raider as a triple type. I guess some of the loot triple type, but probably not the most exciting Courtier board overall either. Because you can always displace into like Courier or something, I guess. Sailor, I don't know. Villa while that's still around, more Jacks. Anyway, so yeah, and then plus actions, the Villas, of course, plus the duration Jacks. And then there's also Acting Troop, which, I don't know, maybe you get that at some point, but I kind of doubt it with Villa on the board that's going to come up. And of course, there's also stuff like Staff from the loot, but that's not going to be reliably available, of course. And then for gains, so we have the plus buy on Jack. Forager has plus buy, but you do have to trash a card. Villa has plus buy, Courtier has plus buy. Displace is net gains if you displace a card and then get it back. And then we've got Prosper to get loot. So, a good amount of sources of gains. So, overall, I do think doing the Jack Villa stuff is going to be the way to go. It will, at the very least, play well with Sailor. So Sailor actually would allow you to play, like, gain and play a Jack mid-turn. There's like a world where if you... So, what I'm about to say aside, I think the opening is Jack Forager. But, like, there's a world where you open Sailor Forager. I mean, it's really unlikely that you can hit... excuse me, hit 4 to get the Jack when you play the Sailor, but if you were able to do so, you could Yeah, you can play the sailor, buy a jack, and then because you get the plus buy. Well, no, actually, I guess that still wouldn't really help because you have another buy, but you wouldn't be able to play more treasures. You'd need a way to like get a villa first or something. Yeah, never mind. It doesn't. Okay, there's no reason to open sailor really. Anyway, so I think we're gonna do that, but where that ultimately goes is not as clear to me. But I guess we'll see how it plays out. Bot does go for sailor. Okay, so we do want to not draw our forager dead. I think leave the copper on top. I guess we can take another forager. That seems fine. Oh, right. I forgot that was going to happen. Okay, I do want to get another jack or a sailor more. Either way, I think we're foraging estate. Like, yeah, jack wants to trash estates, but like having a second jack would definitely do better with the villa stuff. But if we were to get a sailor in play, well, I guess one thing about we need a second jack anyway, just because of the duration thing. Where if we want to be able to play jack like a lot, so I think I'm going to take the jack first. Okay, so this is a little bit trickier. Wouldn't mind drawing an action and then getting a villa. Well, that yeah, no, we have another forager, right? Yeah, forager or we're gonna draw 3. So there's no real way we can't afford villa. Yeah, okay, we can do this. Oh, well, I guess it does. I guess we can trash the estate. It doesn't really matter. Like we can't. Maybe we don't actually bother to get a villa here. Right, like we could buy a villa and then we could use the forager to trash the estate, but like what's the point? We could buy a villa and then just, having trash the estate, we could buy a villa and then play the forager. Again, like what's the point? I think I'm just gonna get a sailor. Okay, now we do have buying a villa and then we're playing at jack. The question is, do we want to hold back a copper for trashing with forager? We've trashed. Did I even trash a copper? Yeah, okay. Trash 1 copper. So we have 2 coppers left in those 6 cards. So the reason to do it would be because it's going to be hard to find otherwise. Maybe we keep 1 copper? Seems reasonable. I do want to see that. Okay, do we trash a silver? We're going to do it. We should do it before we trash the copper, of course. It'll get us to 6. It might be time... And I'd like to get another sailor going. It might be time to get a displace. I think we're probably better off trashing the silver than not. Although it does help power up the bots foragers. So maybe we don't. The bot is more reliant on forager than we are. And unfortunately, we did not find a jack. Okay. Well, that's one of the downsides of not trashing the silver, of course. Take another sailor and another jack, I guess. Okay, so we could displace silver into villa and then draw with the jack, or we could just buy a villa and plan to displace after we draw. Why is a raider? What do you think this board is, bot? It's only a difference of one card of draw, but I think I'm gonna buy the villa nonetheless. I do. There is another jack down here, so I think having this villa is fine. Wait, isn't there? Oh, the other one was in duration. Mistake. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Well, let's... should we get rid of one of the foragers? It is worth less money than the silver this turn if we're not trashing the silver, which we're not, because we want to displace. Yeah, I think so. I'll displace forager to another displace, and then get another sailor into play. Almost silver in the trash. I still kind of don't want to put silver into the trash, but you should. Not with the sailor, with the forager. So I guess I can decline that. I don't know how important it is to prioritize, like, avoiding getting, you know, that extra money for the bot. It may not be very important. It may not be. Unfortunately, the other issue we have right now is we don't have plus buy. What we would like to do is buy a card and a villa, right? And so that's another reason to play the forager. Yeah, I think that's compelling enough to do it. so we want another jack or another sailor. I think right now another sailor. All right, well, I don't really want to displace copper. We only have the one forager now, so unfortunately, we don't have a good way to trash it this turn. Oh well. I think I discard this. I do want to displace silver, but we have, well, or not. I was gonna say we have more where that came from, but apparently we don't. We could displace a villa and then plan to get it back. Hmm. A copper into a state isn't unreasonable either. Need to take another jack. So, like, we could do villa into jack by probably another sailor. Yeah, sure. Oh, we could play it. Don't think that makes sense, though. I was planning to just play the sailor. Uh-oh. Okay, we found a jack. We did not find any copper for our sailor to trash, which is annoying. Alright. I think this is silver to sailor. Silver to villa. Got one of the coppers. That's good. We have had two jacks in play. This is our second jack. We are going to be triggering a shuffle without a jack here if we don't buy another one. Well, we could potentially do the sailor jack thing to draw further, so maybe that's fine. As opposed to right now buying jack villa. Yeah, I think it's fine. All right. So if we just play our stuff here, we've got 18 by sailor jack. By sailor, put it into play. By jack, play that. And then maybe some more displace. Do we want a courtier? Not that I particularly do. What about courier? The other thing we could do, we buy sailor. We want to buy the sailor first because if we're going to play the jack. Oh, well, actually, we have an extra play, so maybe it doesn't matter whether we buy the sailor first or not, but whatever. It doesn't hurt. Buy sailor, buy displace. buy Jack, and then we can buy Villa, return to action phase. We didn't draw the displays. Unfortunate. Still think it makes sense to buy Villa because we're going to have to play a bunch of extra stuff. 1, 2, 3 sailors. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we have an odd number of sailors. Oh well. All right. Do we want yet one more displace? We have 3 jacks in play. We'll probably use another one. Yeah, sure, why not? And then at some point we're going to need to start greening. I mean, I guess what we could also do is plan to like sailor play a jack next turn. We could buy a province now, and then that can become another displace target. We've already got 3 displaces, including one on top. So like we're not. I guess the potential trouble we run into is it would be annoying if we don't see a jack in our starting hand. So I think I will take the jack, and then it might as well be another displace, I think. I mean, I guess, okay, maybe courtier to gain gold so that we can displace those into provinces does make some sense. It's still only a double type, but we have lots of actions to play with, so we can just go like, and buys. So we can go just coins gold and it's still providing pretty good value. Yeah, sure. Okay. What do we want to displace the silver into? It could just be another displace. I mean, at some point we're going to have too much of that stuff. But I don't think we're there yet. I guess our deck is such that maybe the Villa's running out isn't obviously going to be ruinous for us. There is now a silver in the trash, so we shouldn't worry about that. I guess that's been true for a while because I did that, but do we want to get a second courtier? Second displace out of now 4. We are not going to draw with just these jacks. Potentially going to have to get another one, but that's fine, I guess. I guess the other thing we could do is just forage the silver and then draw with the jack and then play the displace. Maybe that makes more sense. I mean, I do want to play the courtier. I guess I'll draw it. Well, we don't actually have any dual types. Displace silver to jack. And we still have a copper, man. Maybe we do displace that to an estate. And then displace to jack. Do we want to see this? Villa. I don't know. If we do draw the villa, we're going to have exactly... Why do we have 7 cards in our discard pile? I guess the displace stuff, right? Okay, so the jacks, the four silvers from the jacks, and the 3 things that, well, no, the one that the raider discarded, so that's 5 silvers plus what the displace is gained, which was a displace and an estate. So we really don't want to trigger the shuffle, and if we leave the villa on top, we won't. Okay. Oh, oops. Okay. We probably use more displaces. Could just go like double province displace. And then plan to displace like provinces into duchies or something. I don't think we necessarily want to displace them in the gold. Once we get some points, we can just pile on Jackson villas. Okay, we should probably just trash the estate. I guess the jack could also trash the estate. Sailor could trash silver if we want to just get that out of here. Maybe we do. Hold on to a displace. Oh no, wait, Jack trashes after it draws, so we should trash estate with Sailor. Yeah, I think we're at the point where we'd rather be displacing things other than silver. I'm just gonna get that out of here. We do need to find another... Well, I guess we don't need to find another jack. We can use Sailor to play another jack. Okay. Alright, maybe now we just do displace... Well, we could displace silver to jack. I guess, unless we want to displace, that's probably just the play. We do need to find now either a sailor or a jack to continue our turn, so I think I will discard this villa. We did not. We did not. There's 2 more sailors down there. And like 6. Two sailors and 2 jacks. Annoying. Well, I mean, we do have a big points lead. I don't think I want to lower the jacks right now, though, because I want to be able to mid-turn gain them. So I think this is just like silver to duchy, forager to duchy, by a province. How many other displaces do we see? That. One, 2, 3, 4 out of 5. It's kind of a lot. Alright, let's just trash a silver. We should probably buy a villa. I do want to see this, and we do have a sailor in play that we can use to get another jack, so let's take that. Oh wait. Alright, I'm not gaining another gold. I'm just gonna take... we're really unlikely to care about the buys, but we also are unlikely to care about the actions, so... Alright. Do we... How do we do this? We could just displace the province into a jack. All we need to do is get 2 jacks and 4 villas. Yeah, why not? Might as well buy a villa. Displace province to villa. Almost there. Actually, we are there. Order doesn't really matter here. I'll buy the jack first, I guess. I guess we can displace the villa and get it back if we want to. It doesn't really matter, but... Or do we displace a jack? Because we don't think we can play 3 of them productively. I don't know if that's true or not. We get 1 more villa after we play this jack. But then after the second jack, we might be out of stuff to do. Not that it matters. I mean, we've already won the game. Yeah. Whatever. Alrighty. Well, that was fun. I'm not sure how much better this was than like Jack Villa would have been without the stamps. Having the plus buy obviously didn't hurt, but I don't remember a specific situation in which it made a big impact. Like, it definitely could have, and maybe I just didn't register it because it's like, oh, you know, I notice I have multiple buys, but I don't like pay attention to where that's coming from. But like, by the way, how many jacks did I have in play? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, plus the 1. I had 2 the previous turn, and then 7 this turn, plus the 1 in exile. Oh, wait. I couldn't have had all those sailors. Oh, no, because the ones that were in play didn't get cleaned up, I guess. 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, 1, 2, 3. No, I guess 4. I guess I only played 1 sailor the turn before. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Anyway, just looking at this and like, what, 13? That's crazy. Anyway, also, how many? So we ended the game with 17 silvers, and only 6 of them were in exile. We still had a lot of silver in our deck. I mean, granted, a lot of it was gained that last turn. But anyway, so yeah, obviously, like the duration effect on the jack, like gives reliability both for for actions and draw. It does mean that you need more jacks to do the same thing. Probably it still works out favorably. Maybe in a mirror it wouldn't. Like you would, if you're only playing with 5 jacks, that's not a lot to do stuff with. So maybe that would be an issue. I'm also thinking, I got all these displaces, but in retrospect, I probably, like, once I had trashed 1 silver, it probably would have made more sense to keep playing with some foragers just to trash silvers. Like, the displacing has limits in terms of how much it can thin the silvers out, and how much stuff we want to gain with displace. I don't know. I mean, yeah, maybe it didn't matter too much, but I could definitely see that having been better. I mean, obviously this went well enough, but the bot wasn't doing anything competitive. I have no idea why it has 3 raiders. Like, there's, like, even if you ignore Jack Villa stuff entirely, which, I mean, you definitely shouldn't. But, like, how is Raider the card that you want on this board? Like, you still have things like Courtier, Displace, Prosper, like, that would be better for just, like, playing a money deck. Yeah, I don't know. That's confusing. But the bot does like Raider. I have seen it be effective on sufficiently sad Nocturne boards, but this is not that. Anyway, I guess I'm not too surprised that the bot doesn't know about, like, Jack Villa stuff, and especially if you throw the stamps into the mix, and, like, who knows how it evaluates that stuff. But yeah, pretty fun deck. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.